with your favorite attorney. Look, I'm gonna be in Zoom one day. When I turn on my camera. No, I'm not gonna do that. How y'all doing, y'all? Okay. Yes, I look like I've been in a battle. I mean, I went to get my, and I must say that my eyebrows look, pretty good. My cousin does eyebrows or what have you, right? And so I've had them professionally done, with the microblading and everything, right? So I like your palette is laid and made. But for whatever reason, like, boop, took me down when I went to get a wax this weekend. So sorry, it's gonna be on my face until I'm not wearing makeup today. So sorry, I won't be able to wear makeup until tomorrow because I don't feel like it. So because of that, you can see every nook and cranny, and that's what that is. Okay, just so that y'all know. I should have started up singing that song. I am on the battlefield. Okay, because something. I mean, she just straight ganked me, just gouged my face in. So y'all already know how it works, with the show. Most of the time, I have my little pink robe on. Today I just didn't feel like having on the pink robe. And people coming on for a public opinion, of course. Okay. I have this trusty, ready to rule when you come to the court of my public opinion. No time for games. No, I'm joking. So y'all, gas is high right now. Gas is high. Everything is going up. I was like, what in the world is Russia going through right now? I am so mad about what they're doing. They have prices through the roof. Jesus Christ. And I mean, it really is hitting home. The fact that we aren't in war, but it's kind of like we are. I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, so we need to send prayers up or what have you to Ukraine, and we need to pray for Russia as well because something is wrong with Putin. Putin needs prayer. Okay, PMP. Putin needs prayer. Okay, we're gonna read it, everybody. Putin needs prayer. Okay, and so we need to pray for Putin. I don't know what the hell he thinks or does not think. I don't know. It's nuts, and people are really being affected. You see people here in the States getting things together and sending them off. It's a lot of Ukrainians, in different places in America that are, getting supplies together, getting these supplies routed to their people, which is fantastic. Other countries stepping up, Romania, Poland, so that works out. And many other countries, relaxing their border restrictions and allowing people that are fleeing for the crisis in Ukraine to come to their countries. So that is beautiful. The world working together just to bring a little peace in an area right now that is, with so much political and civil unrest. Okay, guys, just go on into my. Y'all already know you send your stuff to Booker at bookerlawfirm.com. The subject heading, put the YouTube show and ask me your questions. People love to ask me questions. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. I like to call it legal advice. However, at the end of the day, I have a limited amount of information that is before me. So in a regular case, I would conduct investigations or have an investigator. I would do different things, right? Have experts that would assist me in coming to a conclusion in a case because I have done an investigation in that case. But when you're just speaking to someone outright, they're asking you questions and you're giving them kind of on the fly answers. You don't have the availability of any sort of investigators and things like that. So, a person can tell you up to the best of their ability in limited circumstances what you're looking at and what things seem to be and how things, should possibly be done or, seek an attorney to get something done. Okay, so that's kind of where I am with things. I just want everyone to understand and know that because, it's no way for me to have everything at my disposal, right? I don't know every single thing going on with y'all. I just know what y'all tell me, and then half the time people be trying to lie on these questions and only give you the part of the truth, and we have to discuss that. Okay, I have to bring that into the court of my public opinion as well because that is something that people like to do. They like to tell you part of the story, not all of it, and they do that in an effort effort to try to change what your answer or response as an attorney or other professional or other friend, family members. So y'all had family members do that to y'all and friends? They talk to you about something. They tell you only what they want you to know because they really are trying to curtail the response they receive from you and the advice that you're going to give them. Okay, so people do that as well when they're coming in, when they're writing in here. So we have to take that into account, okay? That they are telling part of the story sometimes, not all of the story. Most of the time, they want me to say something that tells them that they're in the right direction and they're doing the right thing, okay, when they know they're not. Okay, so that you have that impediment as well. But a lot of you all are just free flowing individuals. I'm like water, I flow. I tell people that all the time. I'm like water, I flow. In my relationships and whenever, it has to flow. If it does not flow, I am not going to be a part of it. I am not a water sign. I am an Aries, okay? I am a Ram. But we are very meticulous creatures. We are quite different when it comes to our relationships with people. And our relationships with people are not in the same way that we carry on our relationships out in public or with the public or with jobs and stuff like that. So I flow. I tell people I'm like water. So, I'm never judging. Okay, you can write me. You can say whatever you have to say to me. I'm pretty cool, laid back. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. Okay, I am not Jesus Christ, God, Confucius, Buddha. I'm none of those people. Muhammad. I'm none of these people to judge any of you all. Whoever you all believe in. Smith, I'm not these people. I don't judge, What I do, you just ask. I'm just telling you. I bring you to the court of my public opinion and we go over this. I just want to have that disclaimer there. And let's keep it moving. Okay. Will I receive this is a criminal question. Will I receive any summons in the mail over at-fault car accident for either reckless driving or DWI? I avoided a collision by swerving into a non-movable stationary object that belongs to the city. That would be a barricade, baby. That would, baby. Call it a barricade. Officer asked what happened. Oh my God, you were still at the scene. Oh! Allie, just read. Officer asked, I just want to laugh. I can't get to the end of it. Let me stop. No. Officer asked what happened and if I was drinking. And I answered truthfully about the drinking and said I had some drinks earlier in the night. No doubt. I smelled like alcohol, so I better be honest. I was going well above the posted speed limit, which is evident by the damage to my vehicle, but I didn't volunteer that information. This individual. These are the people that I like. Because there's no holdback. Because at the end of the day, y'all, what happened. Just be honest with somebody so they can help you. Okay. I was handcuffed on suspicion of intoxication, I presume, until the tow truck took my total vehicle. After a field sobriety test, I was driven home by the responding officer. I wasn't asked to blow into a breathalyzer or do blood work. Boy, get off my show. Get off my show. Shit. They drove you home and didn't give you nothing. We exchanged good nights and good loves and got my police report numbers and called it a night. Still waiting for a copy to review. What officers? What cool ASS officers are these? How can you write a lawyer and the officers was that cool? Damn. I don't even want no jurisdiction in this. I don't want the officers to get in trouble. But should I look out for any criminal summons the next couple of weeks for either or reckless driving, speeding, DWI, property damage, etc.? I wouldn't give a damn. Sorry, you're free. There were no witnesses and no other car sped off, but there were some kind people who showed up to help after the fact. Finding it odd that he handcuffed me and drove me home, also concerned about the damages. Let me tell y'all something. What? See, let me tell y'all something. And I tell people this all the time. Just live your life. Live your life in trying to be fruitful and not trying to over people. That's it. Don't try to mess over people. Do your thing. You keep these two common goals. Do your thing. Don't try to mess over people. When I say do your thing, that means you got to have goals. You always got to be going up and up. You got to strive for the greater. When you're striving for the greater, you're straight. It keeps you in line with the universe. It keeps you in line with everything to constantly be striving for something. You always got to switch things up and strive. That you must do. Okay? But if you're doing that, Okay, the other rule, okay, is just for you to like not fuck over people. You don't go out there willingly trying to fuck over. You just that's it. That's life. That's it. Strive to be great. Don't mess over people. That's it. If you can do those things, and in striving to be great, tighten up a few more things in not fucking up people. Tighten up a few things and just try to be tighter, invest in those aspects. Shit like this will happen to you. See what I'm saying? This person is so honest that they were straight up and honest with me. And these are the type of clients that I like. This person is not stupid for telling on themselves. This person is not dumb for interacting with the police in the way they did. I am honestly happy that this person wrote, because guess what? They got home. The officer took them home. They don't even know what the hell to think because they didn't get it. Clearly the officer put them in handcuffs at some point throughout the night. They did field sobriety tests. They did whatever. The officers drove them home. I think they were just so well mannered, and people are just so ill mannered nowadays that the officers were just take a spirit. They felt it, and they were like, "Let me just take this man home." They could have left the man on the side of the road. Officers don't do stuff like that. And I understand if they put a case out, who would care at this point? I mean, sir, those are the type where they even be at court. I don't even think if they did write something, they would come in furtherance of. I think you throw it a little bit in the. I'm just saying. I'm telling you that because they were nice to you, but you were open and honest. And I liked the way you were being honest with me. I was laughing, trying to get through it because you were straight up. You were like, I did not tell them anything about the high speeds, but it's evident that the high speeds that I had, like I smelled like alcohol. I'm not gonna say I wasn't drinking. I get you. And see, and that's what it is. A lot of the times, it's just a person being able to trust you. People will mess with you if they can trust you. Okay? So the officers, for whatever reason, they trusted this gentleman. Well, you know. But again, this person was somebody that was forthcoming in there, you know, talking to me. Sir, let me get to answer your question because I just was like, dang, the forces, baby, the universe came together for you. That's what happens when you living life right, sir, and you just you're not messing over people. You just trying to live right and do your thing and live life. Okay, you were living life. You kind of got caught up, but some angels came and boom, worked on those officer spirits, and you went home. Okay, when they could have kicked you around and took you to jail. Okay, and that is perfect. I like that. Now, what I would say is, yeah, just check the mail. You can call a bail bondsman and just let them know that you may be having a charge come up and you would like for them to just keep your name if a charge comes up to call you. And that way you can just have them post the bond for you. They can take care of your paperwork and stuff if a charge comes. I don't think one is coming. I say that because they took you home. And at the end of the day, if they took you home, they told you whether they were going to charge you or not. Or they may have told you they were going to see if they could get charges picked up with the DA. And so that's why you're asking me. There's also ways that the public can have access in different counties to record searches. And you can see if a warrant was out. If your name came up underneath the charge, you can do that as well. You can call your county clerk, your criminal county clerk, your district county clerk, and find out whether or not charges have been pressed against you by the government, the district attorney's office, in your county. As far as tickets, you would find that out from the city more than likely, or the municipality that you're in. If it was a county officer and that person's a part of a sheriff or constable's department, you're going to look for the justice of the peace in your area or the city, and you can call them and check as well. But sir, I don't know. I can't say that what's going to happen, but I think you're fine, child. They took you home. I think you're good. And if some charges come out, the fact that the officers took you home and they'd have to put that in a report, I don't think you'd have an issue getting a PR bond or just posting a small bond, whatever. Sir, you're blessed. Okay, you are definitely covered, and I want to be more like you. Okay. Wow. That is, you don't get that all the time, but I'm telling y'all, when you're living right, you're doing the right thing, good stuff happens. Those seas are parted for you in life. He's afraid and looking, and most of y'all would have went home and be like, man, yes, I care. Ain't no charges come. They took me home. But this person is still worried about the charge, and that's because they really trying to live life right. That's all y'all gotta do too. That's all that's what I tell myself, and that's what I do. Let's handle one more criminal question. Can I smoke marijuana? I was offered pretrial diversion. Currently waiting for a court date in order to sign papers with the judge. Wanted to know if I was currently able to smoke, as I'm currently waiting for a court date and not in the program. Thanks for answering. Baby, you are currently on bond. The answer is no. Why do y'all play? Pre-trial diversion, that means you're going to get the case dismissed if you just abide by the bond conditions for another amount of time and take a class, if they even put a class on there, and just live your life. And in 6 months or a year, they're going to dismiss the case. But you are sitting here talking about some damn, can you smoke in the intro? Because technically you're not on the papers, but baby, you are on papers called bond, baby. You are not allowed to smoke on bond. Don't ask me questions like that. Why y'all always trying to slide shit in? You done already made it. See what I'm saying? Do y'all see the difference between the last, we're in the court of public opinion. Do y'all see, what do y'all think about it? Do y'all see the last person that just wrote in and this person right here and the difference between these two people? When you just supposed to live life right and just try to do it the way. When you already know you can't smoke. You see them? Y'all see that? You see that? Because anybody else, baby, would be so happy they're about to get a marijuana case dismissed, they wouldn't be smoking marijuana. Okay? And whatever type of case it was, it could have been something else. But you're currently getting a dismissal if you wait some period of time and follow the rules. One of the rules of anybody being on bond is that you cannot have, alcohol and drug use while you're on bond. And that you follow the conditions of your bond. I'm pretty sure that is one of the conditions. And good night. Good night and good riddance to you. Even though it's 10 o'clock in the morning, it's nighttime because I'm putting you to sleep. I'm not listening or talking or discussing. Why are we always trying to get by with just a little something? We know darn well, but we just want to can we get a little something? Can we slide through a little bit? And sometimes the second to last slide things will get you caught up. No, you don't need to be smoking, baby. No, baby. No. Just don't chance it. Get your dismissal first. I'm gonna order you to get your dismissal first, okay, and get off of everybody's papers, including bond and pretrial conditions, and then you cannot do it, but whatever you do is not something that is tied to somebody else, nor would they be able to do anything if you was in the comfort of your own home. Child, what is wrong with people? Let's move on. And I keep trying to get to a custody question. I can't even get there because it's all of these criminal questions that are ridiculous. Here goes another criminal question. I said this is the last one, and I'm going to order this as the last criminal question that we are going to hear today. Come on, y'all. And y'all need to put comments. Y'all need to be posting in the comments to these people and telling them what you think as well. And if you don't agree with something I'm saying, post it in the comments. These people need help. They're coming to the court of the public opinion. They want you to tell them. Y'all tell them. Here's another criminal question. Car is not mine and the gun is not mine. The gun belonged to a passenger. Fingerprint test will prove my innocence. I cannot afford a lawyer. I am on parole for 2 years already. I am innocent, but how do I ask for a gun to be tested for fingerprints? Okay, so apparently this person was arrested, guys, in a vehicle. They say the car is not theirs, the gun is not theirs. Y'all post, you tell me what you think about that. They say the gun belonged to the passenger. Finger test print will prove their innocence. They said they can't afford a lawyer. They're on parole. So that means they're on a blue warrant hold, guys. They're incarcerated. They will not get a bond because even if they get a bond on their case, the state of Texas will not release them because they're on parole for 2 years. And so they're on a parole hold, which is a no release hold. They said they're innocent, but they're asking for the gun to be tested for fingerprint. Bring them to the court of public opinion. What are y'all thinking? Because I know what I think. What do y'all think? Because, this is my thing. And I'm going to say this. We're constantly riding in vehicles with other MFers. And we are constantly saying that the vehicle is not mine. The gun is not mine. The drugs are not mine. And this is not mine. And that is not mine. And he ain't mine. And she ain't mine. And that ain't mine. But we are driving the car. So I want everyone to... Hello, but we're driving. Dab, we driving. We swerving in the lane. We cutting people off. We're doing all of this. We have control of the vehicle, but we don't have control of anything in the vehicle. That's a issue. That's an issue. Okay? And people, we need to pay attention to this. This is, I know y'all like, this girl is crazy. I'm telling you the truth. I want you to understand the legal argument behind it. I got control of the car, but nothing inside of this mine. I don't have control of nothing inside the vehicle, but I got control of the vehicle. That in and of itself is tricky, people. Tricky, 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 people. Tricky. Tricky. Tricky argument to make when you drive, when you swerving in the lane. Why y'all driving the car? Stumbling block number one you may want to place. Don't drive the car. Why are you driving the vehicle? Driving the vehicle is putting you in control of the car and everything in it, and then you have exceptions to the rule that come up that got to catch you, and you got to catch your defense on an exception. And you don't ever want to catch your defense on an exception. This is the rule, except in my case, this is the rule for me. Run it on a straight through defense. It ain't mine. I'm not driving. I don't have control of the car or anything in it. I'm just a passenger. Which is the argument that the other person is running. That's why presumably they were not arrested, and you're saying that the gun belonged to them, and it looks like the gun, you got the gun. That's what I'm saying, because, guys, it depends on where the gun is. We don't know where the gun is. We don't know where the gun is, people. But, depending on where that gun is, sir, that gun was in your care, custody, or control, because if that gun was somewhere behind your seat or something like that, they're going to argue that passenger didn't place it there. Now, you might be able to get a fingerprint test, and you need to talk to your lawyer about that. You say you don't have money to hire a lawyer. They've appointed you one, because if you're in the court of criminal law, you have a lawyer appointed, and they have county funds they can use for things in furtherance of a defense for you. Of course, the judge has to allocate and authorize those funds, but judges do that. The first problem that I see is that you're driving the car, but you're saying you're not responsible for the contents. So we're running on an exception there. Now we're in care, custody, or control. So now we got to reach our hands out and say, is that gun anywhere we could have reached? Was it within our reach? And this is not just the ironclad rule, but it's something that I can use as an attorney, or that your attorney can use to try to slide that gun out of your possession in a case. So then we're reaching around. Where could your passenger have reached, and where could you have reached? Was it within reach of your passenger? Was it within reach of both of you all? Was it just in reach of you and your passenger could not have reasonably reached it? And that's where we're going to go here. Again, I don't know where that gun was. If it was in that center console, then both people should have been arrested, or you more than likely have a very plausible defense. But it has to be somewhere that everyone could have, reached that item. Fingerprints don't always exonerate an individual, because how do they know that those are the fingerprints of the passenger? Unless the passenger does have a case, number one. Number two, fingerprints are not always left on guns. And so people love to run the fingerprints, and they love to say, well, my fingerprints ain't on it. Well, we know, baby, because if your fingerprints are on it, you need your ass whooped. Because, and I'm being honest with you. If the fingerprints are there, you need to be drugged for filth, because everybody knows stuff gets tested for fingerprints. So that's not going to be a plausible argument, and defense just going to walk you out the courthouse. But that, along with some other things, may loose you. I'm just being honest. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not, over your case, but those are just my thoughts. People, what do y'all think is according to my public opinion? You're going to sit there and do some time, sir, and wait for this to be worked out. My fingerprints may not exonerate you, sir.